Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 3rd, 2026 Public Board Meeting of the Halton District School Board. These meetings are open to the public so that all can see and hear our deliberations and how each trustee votes on the business before us in an open and transparent manner. I would like to extend a special welcome to our guests, both in person and online. We're happy to have you join us this evening. We will start with the roll call. Vice Chair Oliver.
Good evening, everyone.
Trustee Ahmed.
Good evening.
Trustee Baxter.
Good evening.
Trustee Bryden.
Good evening.
Trustee Daniele.
Thank you, I'm here.
Trustee Gray.
Hello.
Trustee Horn.
Good evening, everyone.
Trustee Rocha.
Good evening.
Trustee Shang.
Good evening.
Student Trustee Ho.
Good evening.
And Student Trustee Shu.
Good evening.
And Trustee Bubenhurst is on her way. We have no trustees sending in regrets for this evening's meeting. Director Ennis, please let us know which staff are in attendance.
Thank you, Chair Collin. Good evening, everyone. We have a full staff complement this evening to support the meeting.
Thank you. Tonight, Trustee Bryden will be honoring the land.
Thank you. We begin by acknowledging the land and our responsibility to care for and respect all that provides us with life. This land upon which HDSB is situated is on the ancestral, treaty, and title lands of the Anishinaabeg Ojibwe Michisaukee Nation, now known as the Mississaugas of the Credit. Michisaukee territory in the past and present continues to host both Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. The HDSB is committed to continuous knowledge building with respect to actions that address and resolve the ongoing impacts of colonialism. We do this by learning and understanding the true history, treaty obligations, duties, and responsibilities, and Indigenous rights, while actively maintaining mutually beneficial relationships and collectively respecting and caring for the land.
Thank you very much, Trustee Bryden. Moving on to the agenda, I would like to have a mover and seconder for the agenda. Trustee Baxter, would you make a motion to approve?
Yes, I would.
Trustee Bryden, would you like to second?
I would.
Are there any objections to approving the agenda? Seeing none, the agenda is approved by unanimous consent. Are there any declarations of possible conflict of interest for this evening's agenda? Seeing none, we are now up to section 3.0, delegations, presentations to the board. And our first item is 3.1, Inspire Awards. I will pass the gavel to trustees Horn and Oliver, the co-chairs of the Inspire Awards, to preside over this evening's awards.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. As you know, each month the trustees take a moment at the beginning of our board meeting to honor those unsung heroes who give so much back to the HDSB. Tonight, we have 3 awards to celebrate those who make a difference here, as well as 4 that are going to be presented at the award winner's school. So without further ado, we will start with the 3 who are here in our gallery, and I will pass the mic over to Vice Chair Oliver to read about our first award winner.
Thank you. It is our pleasure to present the Inspire Award to Karen Addison, Educational Assistant at Post Corners Public School. And this is what the nomination states. Karen, you go far beyond the expectations of your role as an educational assistant by intentionally supporting students who seek help in challenging and often misunderstood ways. Rather than turning away, you actively seek out these moments, recognizing that behavior is communication and that connection is essential for student success. Karen, you hold high expectations for all students, particularly those who struggle with regulation, learning, or self-confidence, while building deep, trusting relationships where students feel genuinely valued, safe, and supported. Through meaningful engagement that incorporates students' interests and strengths, you use creative approaches, including your skills in the art and the kitchen, to teach coping strategies, life skills, self-regulation, and confidence in authentic ways. The impact of your work extends well beyond your daily responsibilities. In addition to supporting students throughout the school day, you help children build foundational reading skills before school and provide structure and reassurance during transitions at the end of the day. Your unwavering balance of compassion and accountability fosters a culture of empathy, resilience, and excellence throughout the school community. The ripple effect of your dedication is evident not only in the success of individual students, but in the strengthened, more compassionate school community you help create every day. Congratulations, Karen, and the award is being presented by Audrey Wilgenhorst.
You can come up to take pictures if you want. You don't need to stay way back there. Okay, next up we have a student from Dr. Frank J. Hayden. Brooklyn Cochran, please come on up to get your award, and it will be presented to you by Trustee Zen. Brooklyn, you demonstrate an exceptional commitment to community engagement, youth leadership, and service through sustained volunteer involvement over more than 3 years. You have consistently gone above expectations to take on leadership roles in planning and coordinating large-scale inclusive community events that support charitable initiatives and bring families together. During the recent Tim Hortons Holiday Smile Cookie Initiative, you expanded your outreach to local schools, resulting in the sale of more than 5,000 cookies and raising $10,000, with all proceeds benefiting Burlington Community Living. Brooklyn, still more. In your spare time, you volunteer with a variety of community organizations and service initiatives while also actively participating in school-based leadership groups. By midway through your grade 10 year, Brooklyn, you have already accumulated more than 400 volunteer hours and taken an active role in connecting other students to meaningful service opportunities. Through ongoing communication with community organizations and promotion of volunteer opportunities, you have helped build a network of more than 200 students seeking ways to give back to their community. Your leadership, your enthusiasm, and your positive attitude to continue to inspire your peers and the community members alike, fostering a culture of service that has made a significant impact across the community. Brooklyn, you are not only an inspiration to your school community, but to all of us here at the HDSB. Congratulations.
And next up, I'll invite Trustee Zhang again to present the award to Lisa Kim, elementary teacher at Kilbride Public School. And this is what the nomination states. Lisa, you consistently go above and beyond to support student success. You meet students' needs with genuine respect, patience, and understanding. You take the time to learn strategies that support students and thoughtfully incorporate them into your classroom routine, which helps students feel included, confident during their school day. Because of your dedication, students feel a strong sense of belonging in the classroom that allows them to thrive both academically and emotionally. Lisa, you inspire others in your classroom to view individuals who may struggle as worthy of patience and understanding. Students are able to view school as a safe place to learn and grow, even if some experiences may look different from others. Students see you as someone who will help them through their challenges. Their foundation of trust and acceptance allows students to view school as a safe and supportive place to grow, building confidence, resilience, and positive sense of self. Your dedication leaves a lasting impression on students, shaping how they approach learning and how they understand their own strengths and differences. Congratulations, Lisa.
Thank you everyone for coming. So we have been so lucky to be able to celebrate 3 of these wonderful people and groups of people in recognizing the amazing contributions they've made. However, there are 4 more award winners that local trustees will be lucky to be able to visit them at their schools and give out the awards. 3 of these schools, by the way, are in Ward 4, which is my ward, so I'm really excited about that. And those 4 winners are Jennifer Arnold, who's from Pauline Johnson Public School, the Tecumseh Cares Committee, which is from Tecumseh Public School, the Tuck Gives Back Committee from John T. Tuck Public School, and Stacy Young from Heritage Glen Public School. So, I'm going to give you all a challenge. Continue to help to shine a light on those who inspire us. And I know that there is a member of the Pauline Johnson community that has made it her goal to try to ensure she is nominating at least 1 person every month for an Inspire Award. So I want you to try to do the same. Nominate someone today, tomorrow, or anytime you see, hear, or experience something amazing that is done by all of our everyday heroes who make our schools and communities such a great place to be. Visit the HDSB website to submit a nomination, and I look forward to reading them next month. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. And now we move on to our student trustee report, always a highlight of our board meetings. Student trustees Ho and Shu, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Good evening, HDSB superintendents, trustees, staff, and viewers. I'm Trustee Ho, and Trustee Shu and I are very excited to report that we have survived our first semester exams. But along with our exams, we've also been working on quite a few things, and today I will be sharing them in our student trustee report for the past month.
Earlier last month, the Student Senate had our first meeting upon returning from the winter break on January 7th. At the meeting, Trustee Ho and I were delighted to hear some amazing news as each subcommittee are well into their work on creating their subcommittee workshops, as well as their individual initiatives. Huge shout out to the Learning, Engagement, and Achievement Subcommittee, their idea for linking high schoolers with grades 7 to 8 students for academic support, while the Environmental and Global Citizenship Subcommittee has gotten in contact with Sustainable Youth Canada and scheduled a meeting to push their ideas further. Additionally, at the same meeting, we were able to share the Student Senate Associate Application initiative with the student senators during the Senate meeting. The role gives passionate students a chance to work alongside the Student Senate to address some of the issues affecting HDSB students today. The forum was open for 23 days, having ended on January 30th, and we received over 200 applications thanks to our senators' amazing work promoting the opportunity and the heartfelt interest of all those who applied. The subcommittee co-chairs will soon begin going over the application alongside Trustee Ho and I and the Senate co-chairs before application statuses are released on February 15th.
In working with our Senate co-chairs to govern our Senate operations, Trustee Shu and I are planning to host a second Executive Council meeting soon to provide further action items on some of our upcoming major initiatives, which includes closely engaging student councils through our regional directors for engagements around the student trustee election and the rollout of our Washroom campaign. Furthermore, we would be looking to provide further support to our subcommittee co-chairs on the fabulous work they've been doing co-leading so far, as well as provide guidance in regards to the new Student Senate Associates that will be joining their subcommittees shortly. Excitingly, our next Junior Council meeting will be occurring on February 14th, where Trustee Shu and I are excited to regroup our grade 5 and 6 council members and discuss what has been happening at their schools. Recently, Trustee Shu and I have been working to brainstorm additional methods to engage our Junior Council members and are specifically excited to look towards the rollout of our bathroom initiative towards HDSB's K-6 schools.
During yesterday's Trustee Connect meeting with Vice Chair Oliver as well, Trustee Ho and I outlined our plans in order to execute our new trustee initiative of creating this multimedia competition for HDSB students to spread awareness about washroom stewardship within our school facilities. We are currently collaborating on finalizing a proposal and looking forward to continuing to share the progress of this work as it is set to launch soon.
Tomorrow, February 4th, Trustee Shu and I, along with our student trustee co-chairs Charlie and Giovanna, will be hosting our second Student Senate meeting of the year online. We are looking forward to engaging our senators regarding the upcoming student trustee election, which Trustee Shu will touch on shortly, along with having a few of our board trustees and the HLF CEO Mark Clare speak to our students. Moreover, the weekend of February 22nd, Trustee Shu and I will be attending Osta ACO's Education Action Conference in Ottawa, where we are excited to contribute to provincial student trustee dialogue and advocacy while connecting with educational stakeholders across the province and also our fellow student trustees too.
As Trustee Ho mentioned, the student trustee election is fast approaching. A trustee interest meeting was held on January 27th to provide interested candidates with the necessary information for them to have a successful campaign. Over 30 interested grade 10 and 11 students joined us at the meeting as Charlie and I shared details on the timeline, role, and responsibilities of a student trustee alongside Chair Collard and Vice Chair Oliver. The senators will also be heavily involved in this initiative to spread awareness through various methods, from announcements to election booths and more. A portion of the Student Senate meeting tomorrow will also be protected to allow time for more brainstorming and sharing experiences on promoting this election.
To conclude by platforming an issue that students this time across Ontario have consistently identified as important, I had the honor of speaking as a student trustee on a panel at the recent OFSPA Public Symposium last weekend in collaboration with the nonprofit organization High School 2. Partnering with the Ontario Student Trustees Association, High School 2 works to advance consent education across school boards, grounded in the principle that harm should not be the price students pay to graduate. The panel was structured around elevating what students themselves say they need from schools, which looks like meaningful co-design that moves beyond consultation or a support-first approach to harm, and systems built on consent, care, and accountability. In discussion with trustees, we addressed why many students often choose to disclose experiences to their peers rather than to adults, which kind of reveals certain things about how schools currently respond to issues such as sexual assault and how policies and practices can be changed to better reflect students' lived realities. Hearing fellow student trustees from the PDSB, RCDSB, and DCDSB reinforce the prevalence of students facing non-consensual behavior within academic, social, and work environments, and how important it is to address this through early student-centric consent education. I personally felt very inspired, and I look forward to seeing how the HDSB can continue to take concrete steps towards collaboration, accountability, and student-centric consent education.
For the upcoming month, Trustee Ho and I look forward to continuing to work with the senators, trustees, and staff to continue pushing for advocacy and changes across the board. Thank you for your attention, and this concludes our report.
Thank you very much for an excellent report. As always, you guys get more done in a month than most people get done in a year. Are there any questions for our student trustees this evening? Seeing none, thank you very much. We will now move on to our consent agenda. Tonight's consent agenda has the minutes from our meeting on January 6th for approval, and for receipt, we have the outstanding action items, the board report schedule, and the policy and governance procedure review schedule. Under correspondence, we have letters from the chair of the Algonquin and Lakeshore Catholic District School Board regarding strengthening our commitment to food security for all. A letter from the SEAC chair of the Simcoe County District School Board regarding funding support for students with special education and mental health needs. And a letter from the SEAC chair of the Thames Valley District School Board regarding speech and language pathology services. Be it resolved that the board approve the consent agenda and receive the information items for February 3rd, 2026. Trustee Daniele, would you make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yes, I would.
Trustee Gray, would you second this motion?
Yes, I would.
Are there any items that need to be pulled for discussion?
Yes.
Vice Chair Oliver.
Yes, thank you. I just want to propose a small amendment in the student trustee report, the third point relating to student school washroom initiative. In the list of collaborators, trustees should be qualified as student trustee mentors. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other suggested amendments to any of the items? Okay. Is there any objection to approving the consent agenda as amended? Seeing none, it is approved. Thank you. Now we will move on to our action items for this evening under section 5.0. 5.1.1, Access to Premises Policy, Report 26002, submitted by Superintendent Fowler. And let's get this on the table. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees adopt the revised Access to Premises Policy and that all prior versions be revoked. Trustee Bryden, would you move this motion?
Yes.
Trustee Rocha, would you second this motion?
Yes.
Superintendent Fowler, would you like to speak to your report?
Thank you. Through you, Chair Collard. The Access to Premises Policy, formerly Access to School Premises Policy, was revised according to the new policy review schedule to align with the 2024-2028 multi-year strategic plan, make administrative changes per the new policy template, clarify and enhance language, change the title, update references to external documents, and to reflect edits requested by trustees. It is before you, and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Are there any questions regarding this evening's motion? Seeing none, we will vote. Thank you. That passes unanimously. Our next item is 5.1.2, School Year Calendar 2026-2027, Report 26003, submitted by Associate Director Petco. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the summary of statutory and board designated holidays and professional activity days for 2026-2027 as recommended through consultation with the School Year Calendar Committee and outlined in Report 26003. Trustee Horn, would you move this motion?
Certainly.
Trustee Rocha, would you second this motion?
I would.
Associate Director Petco, would you like to speak to this report?
Thank you. Through you, Chair Collard. The report is before you. I'm happy to take any questions.
Trustee Bryden.
Thank you. I note that the report states that most of our days are aligned with the coterminous board, and I just wanted to check which days are not aligned with the coterminous board and what the implication for that is in terms of cost.
Thank you, Trustee Bryden. Through you, Trustee Bryden, to all trustees. So all of our PA days are now aligned in terms of days. And I'm confirming that from the last time this came forward. But what's not aligned is that one PA day in the school year, we've separated the elementary and secondary panels. So June 4th is an elementary PA day and June 30th is the secondary PA day. And then we do have a slight difference in exam schedule by one day, but that does not have any implications on our budget or transportation. So I hope that answers your question.
Seeing no other speakers, we can proceed to vote, please. Thank you. That passes unanimously. And our third and final action item of this evening is the Board of Trustee and Committee of the Whole regular meeting schedule, Report 26004, submitted by Manager Khan and Director Ennis. The motion reads that the Board of Trustees approve the 2026-2027 Board of Trustee and Committee of the Whole regular schedule as outlined and appended to Report 26004. Trustee Woodenhorst, would you move this motion?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Trustee Zhang, would you second this motion?
Yes, I would.
Thank you. Manager Khan, would you like to speak to this report?
Yes, thank you very much. Further to our annual process, this is a proposed meeting schedule for next year's Board of Trustee meetings as well as Committee of the Whole meetings. I'm happy to take any questions.
We do have a list of speakers. I'd like to first go to Trustee Daniele.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the amount of work that goes into this to be, looking at this and thinking far forward 18 months ahead of time is pretty remarkable. So I hesitate to do this, but I'd like to request an amendment to it. The Committee of the Whole meeting on September 22nd. This is a municipal election year, and I know in 2022 we did not have Committee of the Whole in September. The idea being that September is a very busy period because we're usually out at our schools getting to know our school councils and things like that. School fun fairs are happening. A lot of the preschool beginning of the year school stuff is happening, but also with nominations for elected positions closing, I believe, in August. Essentially, it becomes a bit of a lame duck board. So the September meeting really doesn't have a lot of purpose to it in an election year. So I would propose an amendment removing the September 22nd Committee of the Whole meeting.
That's entirely the will of the board, and can certainly be shifted from a staff perspective. I don't think we would see an issue with that. It's definitely at the will of the board.
Okay, are you proposing to make a formal amendment then?
Yes, I am.
Is there someone that would like to second this motion? Trustee Bryden? Is there any discussion regarding the motion to amend? I see no discussion on the motion to amend. We can vote on the amendment. Yeah, I know you're putting it in there. I was trying to give you more wiggle room, but nobody wanted to ask a question.
My apologies. I should have given you a heads up. It just literally occurred to me today.
Thank you. That amendment passes unanimously. We still have speakers, so we won't be voting on the main motion yet. Next up is Trustee Baxter.
Thank you. Through the chair, I think my question follows on nicely with Trustee Daniele. I was looking at the lack of Committee of the Whole meetings, actually, a little bit later in the calendar. So I realized that we're doing that this year as well, that we have Committee of the Whole in November and we don't have another one until February. I personally found that a bit of a gap this year, but every year is different. And I'm just thinking along the same lines as Trustee Daniele that there will be a new board, whether it looks like this or something different, more opportunities for trustees to get together in that first year of a new term, I think would be better. Committee of the Whole is where we have our discussions. It's a little bit less formal than a board meeting, and a lot of work gets done at Committee of the Whole. I'm also very much in favor of having meetings in the calendar, and I prefer removing them if there's nothing to put on the agenda than to not have them scheduled at all and find that we are missing opportunities to get together to work, especially now that we've moved to the 1 meeting per month system. So I'm just wondering if there was some consideration given to, for this year specifically, 2027, perhaps leaving the standard of 1 board meeting and 1 committee of the whole per month. Obviously, with the ability to, as we've done in the past during this term, look at the agenda as it's being built, and usually the vice chair would say, we just don't have enough items to hold a committee of the whole, and then cancel the meeting, but at least it's in the calendar. Thank you.
So again, that's certainly at the will of the board. I'm just reminded of a recent discussion that the trustees had with respect to ensuring that there's flexibility for trustees, given that the rationale for being able to participate electronically is now, the rules around that is more restricted. Also too, when there is a schedule established for the year, it allows staff to plan accordingly with respect to certain meetings. So taking a meeting away, if that is the date that staff have been planning to present certain things, sometimes that can create complications. So not to say that that can't be done, but I would just perhaps recommend that that wouldn't be our first option to fill the schedule with meetings that may or may not be taken away. It just hinders planning on the staffing side of things, or makes things a bit more complicated. So that's a bit of something to consider is the trustees' flexibility around meeting attendance, as well as being able to enable staff to do planning for dates that will be staying on the schedule. But certainly there can be an increase of the number of committee of the whole meetings, especially for a first year. That makes sense. So I guess it's just striking that right balance.
I just want to add on a little bit about that. In effect, we are planning an entirely different board's year in advance, and as trustees, we never used to pre-plan these things. It was always just the same every year, where we had the certain days were board and certain days were committee of the whole, and that's just how we did it. Since Manager Khan has come aboard, she's been more thoughtful and deliberate about planning these things. And while I can say absolutely, they may wish to have more committee of the whole meetings, I'd like to leave that kind of up to them to add those meetings as needed, and knowing also that they will probably have a lot more PD in their first year, and that is something to consider as well. So I'm fine staying with the number that are there, knowing that they can always add them as they need them, and they may choose to completely change the schedule of meetings, because that's theirs to do. We're doing this for them. They might not appreciate that. Did you have a follow-up?
Just a quick question of clarification. So this new board, their first opportunity to do that, to add more meetings or change the schedule, would be December 1st? November 17th would be the inaugural. That would be a board meeting. So sorry, when does the new board sit? Is
the 17th.
November? Okay, so November 17th would be the first time they sit down as a group. Okay, so likely it would be December 1st that they would make any decisions around changing calendar, adding dates. Okay, thank you.
And next up we have Trustee Rocha.
Through you, Chair. Seeing as how we plan ahead for committee of the whole meetings, there's always like a tentative agenda. Do we have something already planned for the committee of the whole? for September 22nd? Or do we foresee anything that might need to be worked on or be presented to the board for the first time before decision for October? Being cognizant of, I know that there are upcoming boundary reviews, potentially a school naming. So these are items that we're currently doing or about to embark on. So it would be nice to get things done before our term is over. So the question again, do we foresee anything important being presented to us at the Committee of the Whole September 22nd, so that I could decide whether or not we should vote in favor of canceling that Committee of the Whole meeting? Thanks.
Through the chair, nothing particular comes to mind. I do know that this year and in the past, it would just be an opportunity for staff to present work that they might have been working on during the summer. So that could be policies, GPs, those sorts of things. But without the September Committee of the Whole in the schedule, then that could just be shifted to the September board meeting or the October 6th meeting.
And seeing no other speakers, unless you have a follow-up, Trustee Rocha? Okay, we're ready to vote.
So just for clarification, so that we're all on the same page, if we vote we're voting right now on approving a calendar with the without a September 22nd Committee of the Whole. Without. Okay, so if we vote against the motion, that means that then we will go vote on the other motion. So we will vote to no.
We've already voted on the amendment, and
Okay.
it passed unanimously. All trustees supported the amendment to remove September 22nd. Keep in mind, we can always call a special Committee of the Whole Board meeting whenever we want. So if we look at our calendar when we're doing agenda setting in August and say, oh my goodness, we have 3 things that we really need to vote on, we should get them to Committee of the Whole so we can have that informal conversation, then we will reschedule it. There's nothing stopping us from adding to the schedule.
So to be clear, I'm voting on whether or not I want September 22nd off the calendar.
No, you're voting on the entire motion now. You already voted on the amendment.
I can't see. I'm so confused. Okay, so I'm now voting on
the main motion less September 22nd.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. That passed unanimously, and be assured that if we need more meetings, we will have more meetings. We have no action items for future meetings, so we will move on to information items. And we have under 6.1.1, the 2024-2025 Annual Accessibility Status Report, Report 26005, submitted by Manager DeBoer and Superintendent Gaudette.
Thank you. Through you, Chair, I'm happy to present our summary of action items for school year 2024-25. It highlights policy and procedure updates, training and education that was completed, as well as our commitment to employment accommodations. a lot of work on the information and communication side of things, as well as built environment upgrades. I'm happy to take any questions.
It was a very good read. It was great to see so many things on there. Trustee Bryden.
Thank you. I'm curious about this accessing functional literacy in CPCP and CPP training, and both what that's attempting to accomplish, and specifically with the note that we had varied implementation and success, varied implementation success across sites. Hearing more about what that entails.
And thanks for the question. I did share that with our assistant principal this afternoon, and did get a response that was quite lengthy. I was looking at our special education plan for their commitments and training in there. So I did provide a written response. I'm not the material expert, so unfortunately can't add further comment to that.
Are there any other questions regarding this report? Seeing none, we will move to the director's report.
Thank you, Chair Collard. Lots of great news. I continue to visit schools, and I can report that when I go to our schools, I'm seeing lots of great learning and teaching, and students who are engaged. And it's been just a wonderful and pleasant experience in our schools whenever I visit. So I want to say congratulations to our administrators, our staff, teachers, non-teachers, and all who support our students in HDSB. They're doing a fantastic job. The Directors Panel Series was held last week. We had a panel series on a more human vision of AI, and our families and community members were invited to just share that time with us on January the 26th. Where we looked at how artificial intelligence is showing up all around us. We had Colbert Colin Singh Dillon, an author of Soulful AI, who helped to examine how we can ensure emerging technologies reflect humanity rather than replace them. It was a rich discussion. I know there were some questions around the technical and ethical considerations for AI and how we are addressing those. But I know that Superintendent Josh and indeed many others of our superintendents and staff are working on those. So that conversation really was to talk more around how we can ensure that we are looking at the humanity of AI. Our mental health and well-being information sessions continue for our parents and guardians, and we continue to host those sessions regularly. And you can find those sessions on the mental health and well-being information page, webpage on our landing site. I want to just commend our mental health and well-being team for always and continuously providing sessions for us and for families, because they're always thinking about new ways and creative ways in which they can inform parents and students about how they can address different issues of mental health and well-being. So I want to say thank you to all. You might have heard or read about Fashion Forward, which is a formal wear open house. In January, we launched this, and we had community donations of formal wear that were collected throughout the month of January. Students were invited to attend any of the Fashion Forward open house held in March and April to view and try on formal wear in a friendly and welcoming environment. So students are able to select from a variety of new and gently used attire that are donated for proms, graduations, and other special events. This is a true act of kindness, connection, and community, where everyone can feel a part of the community and not do without. So we want to say thank you to all those who are involved in making sure that we have the opportunities for students to engage in these rites of passages. The 2026-27 Budget Input Survey, I want to thank Superintendent Ngoy and her staff for the continuous consultation with our community and our staff. They have done a tremendous job, and I just want to say a big thank you to them. We had a session on January the 19th, and you can find a lot of information and frequently asked questions on the Budget Input webpage on hdsp.ca. Climate Innovators Youth Forum last Thursday, on January the 29th. I know Superintendent Flahat was in his glory and in his element, as we had over 250 students from across the board at New Street from grades 5 to 8 gathered alongside our educators just to collaborate and focus on climate change and sustainability. The excitement in the room was palpable, and certainly the students were engaged, and it was a tremendous, tremendous day. It was indeed an inspiring day for all. I was able to be there and engage with the students and staff, and I can tell you the students in the HDSB are committed to our MYSB environmental and global citizenship commitment. They are doing a tremendous, tremendous job, and I know Superintendent Flahat will have much more to say on the work that's going on in this regard. So thank you. We have some sad note. One of our beloved teachers, Douglas McFarlane, known as Mr. Mac. He was a teacher at Craig Kielburger Secondary School, passed away. He will be dearly missed and remembered for his work in the community pathways, where he worked tirelessly, developing skills, integrating students. He was just the heartbeat of the community, and our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and the school community. And so, in honor of Douglas McFarlane, I ask you to join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the director this evening? Seeing none, we will move on to 6.3, communications from the chair. And I will give a brief synopsis of the work we have been up to since our last meeting. As you know, several trustees attended this year's Public Education Symposium in Toronto last week. We had very informative sessions, one of which was presented by Student Trustee Ho. And we also enjoyed the incredible keynote speakers and the opportunities to network. We've been very busy with our work on the 2026-2027 budget, including our participation in the provincial pre-budget consultations that were held just this past week. And our committee work continues to round out our schedules. We are also fully engaged in 2 boundary review processes. Yesterday was Groundhog Day, and Wyerton Willie predicted an early spring, but Puxatawny Phil says we still have 6 weeks of winter ahead, so it's up in the air. I fervently hope that Wyerton Willie got it right. Thank you. We will now move on to our committee updates, and on our statutory committees, I would like to know if we have a report for the Parent Involvement Committee. Trustee Rocha.
There is no report. The first meeting for this, or for my term anyway, is scheduled for this Thursday. So, next board meeting.
Thank you. And for the Special Education Advisory Committee, Trustees Baxter and Wobenhorst.
Nothing specific to report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. The Accessibility Committee, Trustee Wobenhorst.
Thank you, Chair Collard. We didn't meet this term.
Okay, thank you. Environmental Leadership and Sustainability, Trustee Gray.
Yes, thank you very much. As we heard through the director, the Climate Innovators Youth Forum was recently held. We don't have any, I don't have any further information as to the last information I shared at our last meeting. We haven't met since. Thank you.
Thank you. And the Human Rights Equity Advisory Committee, Trustees Baxter and Zhang.
I have a brief report. So the committee last met on January 27th, so just recently, and the committee welcomed Trustee Zhang as the newest trustee member, and I remain on the committee. System Principal Shalita Walker, who co-chairs the committee, invited me to explain how trustees come to serve on the committee, which was a great opportunity because it is very distinct from the process by which other members are chosen or appointed to the committee. The final terms of reference were presented to and accepted by all committee members, and so that's now had been established. And we had advisor Pardeep Nagra lead a pre-consultation discussion about the CREED accommodation AP. He started by giving some foundational information about the framework in which the board operates as a public school board and asked the committee to consider what kind of clarification might help community in understanding the obligations and expectations of the board. Committee members were also asked to reach out directly to Pardeep after the meeting if they had any further feedback. So that's just an example of the type of advisory work that this committee engages in. And the next meeting will be in March when we are expecting Human Resources and Safe Schools to be attending. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the Mental Health Strategy Advisory Committee, Vice Chair Oliver.
Thank you, Chair. I do not have an update from the committee. However, I would like to invite our families to visit our mental health and well-being page on hdsb.ca. It is full of incredible resources for students and parents. And there is an upcoming information session for parents and guardians, and that's shaping how kids feel about food, mindful language, and everyday actions. It is a Zoom meeting that's hosted with our excellent partners, Halton Region Public Health, and it's set for Tuesday, February 10 at 6:30. So please check out the web page and explore all the resources that are available. And I hope that many will take part in this information session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Oliver. Moving on to 6.5, OPSPA update, looking to Trustees Gray and Daniele for any news from OPSPA.
Yes, thank you very much. As already mentioned in the chair's report, we've recently had the chance for many of our trustees to be involved with the OPSPA work and also attending the Central West meeting. And so I'm sure everybody knows all that happened at that point. We do have at OPSPA a Board of Directors meeting coming up on February 27, 28. Turn it over to Trustee Daniele if you have anything else to add.
Thank you. I think it's been covered between you and the chair.
Thank you. Item 6.6, trustee questions of clarification. Do we have any questions this evening? Seeing none, we will move on to trustee news. Is there any trustee news for tonight? Trustee Bryden.
Thank you. I'm excited to share that the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra is going to be playing at Aldershot High School next Thursday in an event, and actually 4 of the elementary schools in the area are going to be opening for the orchestra. So a delightful event. If anyone can make it out, I strongly encourage you to get there. And all the proceeds will support the Kings Road STEAM program and the HLF.
Lovely. Thank you so much for letting us know about that, Trustee Bryden. Vice Chair Oliver, did you have something?
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to let trustees know that at the end of, I believe it was the end of January, there was an amazing art exhibit at Abbey Park High School. I attended the showcase. Students from grades 9, 10, and 12 were presented their art. And I believe students from grade 11 will have an opportunity later in the spring. And it was, if you visit my, I want to call it Twitter, my X account, you'll see some pictures that I was able to take of the art. We have a lot of amazing artists across all of our schools, including Abbey Park. And it was just amazing to see that work in person. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's always great to hear the nice news that's happening in our board. Okay. We have reached section 7, adjournment. I'm sorry, Trustee Gray, did you ring in at the last second and I missed you? Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. It just occurred to me tonight that it would be, I've had this recent experience where I've had a super council meeting up in the hills where we had 13 of 15 schools plus 4 administrators attend. And in recent weeks, I've been to, I think it's 10 or 11 of the 15 schools to attend school council meetings. And I think it's nice at this point to say, halfway through the year, the wonderful things that we're seeing in our schools. This is right across Halton Region. But I want to just shout out to the many parents who give willingly of their time as volunteers to sit on our individual school councils and to meet and have great dialogues. I've had a chance to watch some of these meetings in action, and it's just very, very inspiring to have this willingness on behalf of our communities to make a positive difference in our school communities and certainly in support of our administrators and teachers and students within those schools. So I just want to say shout out especially to the hills because I'm most aware of what's happening up there, but I know it's happening all the way through Halton Region. Special thanks to all those parents who are on our school councils. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you very much for that. And now, as our agenda is exhausted, I call this meeting adjourned. Wait. For those of you who may not have been here in time for dinner, it is Director Ennis's birthday today.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have a little something for you.
Oh, you do? Thank you. Thank you for your kindness and dear well wishes. It was also